Apparently, I'm a producer now. For those of you who know me, you know that I typically work as an actor, illustrator, writer, singer, all the fun, artsy fartsy stuff. But it's always either as an artist or as a performer, never a producer. So, how did we get here? For context, a year ago I was meant to be in a show. It didn't end up happening, but in doing so, I became really good friends with the producer. And they mentioned that they wanted to try and do more theater work, they wanted to try and focus on more smaller shows. And I said, oh, I had this dissertation project 5 years ago. I got some pretty good feedback, and I've been meaning to find a producer who could do the show for me. Do you want to do it? The script's already done. I already staged it myself, so I just need someone to do all the paperwork for me. And from there, we started getting some progress done. We found a venue, we found some key days, we already mapped out the whole schedule for what the show may look like, should it be produced here. Now, something that you should know about this show is that when I first made it, I had no budget. It was just a fun little silly dissertation project that I did because I wanted to prove to people that I had a place in this industry. Which is so weird considering the fact that it was a performing arts course and I went in there knowing that I wanted to be an actor, which I still do, which I've been doing for 10 years. But instead I actually did everything except for acting when it came to that show. I did get straight A's though, so that's pretty good. And it's because I had no budget that I somehow managed to find a really resourceful, eco-friendly, sustainable way of producing the show. Like, essentially all of the set pieces are made just from cardboard. Here's the thing. Towards the end of last year, Arts Council Malta launched this brand new initiative where they were going to allow different creatives who are based in Malta or who are Maltese so that they can potentially produce their show at the Edinburgh Fringe Festival, the biggest arts festival in the entire world. No biggie. My producer friend really encouraged me to go ahead with the initiative, as did a lot of people actually. Some of who aren't even in theater, but yeah. They kept suggesting it to me, and I'm like, okay, you know what? If I go ahead with this, I'll give it a shot, but I expect you to also do something yourself. And my producer friend said, yeah, actually, I do want to do my own show there, so there's a chance that if we both keep doing it, then I can only help you so much with your show, but I would still be interested in helping with production. And I said, yeah, that sounds pretty good. So the day of the deadline, I managed to submit everything I needed to just about 3-4 hours in advance. I messaged my producer friend and I said, hey, we did it! We submitted! Woohoo! They never did the submission. But it's okay, because, I'm just a tiny little feeble Maltese creative lady. And I mean, I've never produced or directed anything before, so I just said, okay, you know what? I did it for the sake of trying it out, but now my work is done. Two months later, I got an email back from the Arts Council Malta. I am one of 20 people who got their submissions approved. This isn't intimidating whatsoever. Why not? Let's see what will happen. They send an email inviting all of us for this online meeting just so we can get a proper debriefing of what the master classes, workshops are all going to be about, who is going to be participating in them. I'm doing this initiative with some of the most talented creative people in this entire country. That isn't an exaggeration. I am doing this initiative with my old lecturers, with people who've produced the biggest musicals in the country in the last 5, if not 10 years. People who've literally won awards by our National Arts Awards ceremony. And I'm just doing my fun little silly show. Okay, so imposter syndrome aside, I started doing these workshops, I started doing these master classes, And they were good. I was being given all the insider tips. And I was such a nerd about it. Can I tell you, I got not one, not two, 3 notebooks on me and my tablet with a keyboard. I was being such an adorable nerd about it, and I was getting so much work done. Every single session, 4 or 6 pages of notes, all done, all good. And then we had our little fake pitch session. And you guys need to understand, this is essentially the first, if not the only time I ever had to present something in front of the Arts Council Malta as myself. As fun, sweet little Kira Lautier. It's myself, 4 other creatives, Arts Council, Edinburgh Fringe person. And we had to also be open for criticism and feedback. I should also provide you with some context, because everyone else's projects, they're very important. Immigration laws, domestic abuse, what it means to be marginalized from your own community amongst different cultures that are in front of you. Do you guys know what my show is? Do you guys know what my show is about? It's a parody of the horror film Saw. So you can imagine all of the fun little silly things are going on my head that I wanted to try and bring up in this pitch, that I wanted to try and entice him with. Actually, you know what? No, just for you beautiful people, I'm gonna give you some insider lore. 1 second. Okay, you beautiful, beautiful, beautiful people. This is notebook number 1. This is notebook number 2. Notebook number 2, forget about that important business card because, well, no, I won't ignore it because that's actually very important. There we go. This notebook right here, this is what I use for all of my notes. All of them. And what you can see right over here is what was going on in my brain when it came time to actually try to figure out what I needed to talk about in my pitch. But what is that going to mean when I actually say all of this out loud? And how am I going to concise all of that into 5 minutes? Just like every other person in this industry. And then I realize, I'm not like any other person in this industry. I'm doing the fun, silly show. So, I did the one thing I could. I left myself this message. And that's what I did. Because who am I to promote a fun parody show about something which I'm a very big fan of, which I know other people are very big fans of, but I don't enjoy it. And that's what happened. I spent 5 minutes dissociating. I just focused on talking about all the things which I really enjoyed, the things which I knew other people enjoyed. And then, after the 5 minutes, I had my feedback. And it was so positive. As you can imagine, just from how I'm presenting myself right now, during the past few minutes, I just had fun. And sometimes in this industry, I think that's the most important thing you can do. We as people, we're always going to try and find some form of philosophical value in everything we do. We like knowing that we can find a meaning behind every single wonderful thing, terrible thing that goes on either in our own lives, in the lives of others, maybe in no one's lives because we're just thinking hypothetically of whatever happens in front of us. The thing is, we're always going to be those people. So why not just allow yourself the privilege of embracing juvenility? What's wrong with taking a moment to laugh at a disembowelment scene because they're also playing Europe's classic hit, The Final Countdown? Why not find a moment to pet a dog because she comes to you for cuddles? And that's why, after receiving all the positive feedback, after taking a lot of time to actually realize that this show has so much more potential than I thought, I am very happy to say I am going to be the creative producer and artistic director and playwright and potentially marketing manager of Billy's Game, a soap parody. And if you guys want to support this journey, do what you need to. Like a video, leave a comment, share it to the people you like, or share it with the people who you don't like if you don't like this content. I don't mind. Publicity is publicity, regardless of how silly it is. All in all, if this is something that you're interested in, let's see what stupidity awaits us.